Okay, we're going to continue the Minecraft fishing simulator, and this time let's get Alex working. Now, at the end of the last one, I mentioned making some HTML variables. I think we should do this just to clean up our code a little bit. Let's create a variable called result image, and we'll do this, copy and paste. Right, so this says, hey, document, get the element with this ID, and then this variable will restore a reference to that image element. And now I can go result image everywhere I do this. I'm going to highlight this and hit Control D. So Control D will select the next one, Control D again, and that's it. And then I hit Control V to paste. So we replace all that. Result image dot source is assigned this. And then these ones, we're going to need different elements for each of them. So we'll go let num cod span be assigned document.getElementById num cod. Now here it doesn't seem as useful because we're only doing it in one spot, but you'll see because we do the other characters, it is useful because we'll use these variables for the other characters as well. All right, and then we'll go let num salmon span be assigned document.getElementById. I'll just type this out. Let num tropical span. Didn't autocomplete for me there. There we go. Tropical. And let num puffer span. Like so. And then we can replace this with num salmon span and set the inner HTML of the span element to be this. And then replace, come on, there we go. Num tropical span and num puffer span. Okay, just clean things up a little bit. All right, so the next step I want to do is I'm going to copy and paste all of this. Paste. And we're going to change this to Alex Fish Simulator. And just for now, I'm going to comment out to the rest of this. Okay, so it's just Alex now. And for Alex, the only difference, we do the exact same code, the only difference is the probabilities. So cod is only a 10% chance. So I want to go if I'm between 0 and 0.1. So this number here needs to change to a 0.1, right? If I'm less than 0.1, I'm going to catch a cod. And then another 10% chance for salmon. So that's from 0.1 to 0.2. It's 10%. So if I'm less than 0.2, so that should be here, less than 0.2. And then tropical fish is a 30% chance from 0.2 to 0.5. So if I'm not less than 0.2, I'm going to check if I'm less than 0.5. And then the final else is the 50%, right? Pufferfish. Else I must be somewhere in here. And I catch a pufferfish. Okay, so we'll save that and go back to my program here. And even though it shows Steve, we don't have this part working yet. When I fish, you'll see, okay, pufferfish, cod, pufferfish again, pufferfish. Oh, 0.25, that's my tropical. Yeah, so as we go through, you'll see we're getting a lot more pufferfish, a lot more salmon, because those are 50% and 30%. And then less, sorry, tropical and puffer, less salmon and cod, because these are only 10% each. And those are higher. Yeah, so that's good. It's so same mechanism, right? Get a random number, test that random number. We're just changing the probabilities so that the results are going to be different. Now what we need to add is we need to add selecting the character. right? Determine selected character. And that's actually quite easy. We have this little select element here, and inside of that select element, there's options. And when we get this ID, right, this element by ID, and we go dot value, we'll get either Steve or Alex. Okay, will show up. So, oops. So back here, we're just going to go let character be assigned document dot get element by ID, and I forget what it's called already. Character select, like so, and then we go dot value. Okay, so this gets that select element, and then the dot value will return the value of whichever one is currently selected on the page. All right, and then let's make sure this is working. Just do a console.log character, and I'll comment this out for now too. We don't need to do fishing. We're just checking the character. Okay, save that. All right, so I hit fish. It shows me Steve, and it shows me Alex. Yay! Right, so it's getting the value of whichever one is selected. All right, and then really straightforward. All I have to do is an if statement. If the character is equal to, right? Remember the triple equals, testing for equality. Single equal sign is the assignment operator, right? Let this variable be assigned the value of this element. This is if this variable is equal to Steve, then I want to do something. Then I want to, I want to fish with Steve. Else, I guess I could do an else if character equals, too many equal signs, equals Alex. Because this gets me the value, it should give me either or, so you could just do an else here. But I'm going to do the else if because you guys are going to add the villager. So you can add an else just for the villager. Fish with Alex. Okay, so that's my simple if statement. If the character is Steve, I want to fish with Steve. Else if the character is Alex, I want to fish with Alex. That should make sense. Now, this is where the idea of nested if statements comes in. The nested if statements is basically saying, well, how do I fish with Steve? Well, fishing with Steve involves all of this, right? Where I have this chained if statement, and that chained if statement is going to go inside of this technically binary if statement right now. But when we add the villager, it'll be another chained if statement as well. So you can put if statements inside of if statements. This outer if statement is testing the character, and then the inner if statement is testing the random number to see what kind of fish we catch. So I'm going to Control X, and we're going to replace this, Control V, and then let's uncomment all of this, Control /, and I'm going to save it, and you'll see Prettier indents it nicely for me, because I want to say this if statement starts and ends here, and all of this is inside of that if statement. Get the random number. We don't need the console.log, but it's nice for just testing purposes. And then do that. And then, well, what do I do here? Fish with Alex. Well, we do all of this. So again, Control X, Control V. We'll uncomment all of this and save it. Cool. So now this is nested if statements. If character is Steve, do all of this code, right? This random number, and test the random number using Steve's probabilities. Else, if the character is Alex, we do all of this code using the numbers for Alex's probabilities. Ta-da! Okay, let's make sure this works. So if I do Steve, remember we should be getting lots of cod and salmon and only a 5% chance of getting tropical fish and pufferfish. Looks like it's working. Okay, let's refresh. I'm going to switch to Alex, and now we should be getting lots of pufferfish and tropical fish and less cod and salmon. And that looks like it's working. Ta-da! Okay, cool. So the main idea here, right, a little bit more of a complex simulator with the different probabilities. The idea of nested if statements, outer if statement testing the character, and then the inner if statements testing the random number. I did Steve and Alex. For some practice, I'd like you to do the villager. There's an image for the villager right here. So you should just be able to add an option here for the villager, add an image for the villager, and then inside of your JavaScript, just add another else if, right? Else the character is that, then get a random number and use the probabilities for the villager, which is an even probability for each one, 25% for each one. 0 to 0.25, 0.25 to 5, 0.5 to 0.75, 0.75 to 1. Okay, and that should be some good practice for you getting that villager working. All right, that's it for our Minecraft Fishing Simulator. Hope that made sense. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.